We've seen a lot of mismanagement from the economic central planners. It's just by nature. You cannot do this effectively without there being major costs to pay. And so some want to increase power to these organizations such as the Federal Reserve. And so last year, President Biden issued an executive order to explore the creation of a U.S. central bank digital currency, effectively converting the dollar into a centralized digital currency. And this is different than things like cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. A centralized digital currency is directly controlled and issued by the government to consumers, and it provides the government with a direct view of all consumer activities. And so this is something that is being proposed as somehow being environmentally sustainable, a way to increase access to consumers who lack the means to join a traditional bank. But as we've come to learn, any way they can get into society to exercise their agenda, they will do it. So
I think still the biggest problem. I think I should also point out it is really hard to get bank accounts. That's another problem. There are hundreds of legal businesses every day that can't operate or open because they either can't get a bank account or lose their bank accounts. Some change has to happen to that, and that is on the government to fix. These look like private banks making private decisions about what customers they'll do business with, but that's not what's happening. What's happening is it's legal uncertainty and it's legal risk that they're mitigating. And it is on the government to fix the laws so that legal businesses can get banked. And I think if you talk to people in this business, they'll tell you regulatory uncertainty and the inability to get banking connections are the biggest obstacles.
Have no fear. The evolution of money is here.
I mean, let's just talk about Gary Gensler at the SEC. He's a Warren disciple. This guy, in my mind, is a bad faith regulator. He's been blindly spraying the crypto community with enforcement actions while completely missing the true bad actors.
So yeah, payments today work largely like the internet hasn't been invented. There's all these different payment networks. There's SWIFT, there's ACH, there's mobile money things like M-Pesa and Bcash, things like Venmo, and none of them interoperate, right? And so this is kind of the fundamental problem and why it's still slow and expensive to send money cross-border, and there's this burdensome compliance process that still leaves banks exposed to a lot of risk.
My prediction, about 1 year ago, I actually was here at the Singapore FinTech Festival, and I got in trouble when I went back to the office because the PR team said I had overstepped by predicting that within a year, I predicted that financial institutions like banks would be using XRP in their payment flows. And that was
Tell them, Brad.
a year ago that I made that prediction, and I got
A year ago, we made that prediction.
went back to the office, and everybody's like, Brad, you're not allowed to say things like that. It turns out I was right.
Until we explode, I'll meet you at the disco. We just getting started.